Good morning. Om Shanti. Say it with me. Get that feeling, those vibrations in you. That was Christian Hoffman, and we thank Sister Jenna from the Meditation Museum in Washington for introducing us to this exquisite song that I love. I could listen to it all day, but it happens to be beautiful. Om Shanti. Say it with me. Even though I can't hear you, say it. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. One more time. Om Shanti. Feels good. Together, as the song says, together we made this choice to be Om Shanti. To be Om, I am, Shanti, peace. That is who we are. And together we have made the choice to be that. To be it, to send vibrations of it out, and we are together as one. So I hope you all had a good week. I hope things were good for all of you. So much turbulence out in the world. It is hard. It makes it harder every day to stay calm. But if we would just stay in our place of peace and love and happiness, stay there and don't take sorrow. As Daddy, our beloved Daddy Janky, who passed last March, 104-year-old head of the Brahma Kumaris, as she always said, the world is filled with sorrow. Don't take any. Don't take any into yourself. It isn't easy. It isn't easy, but it's there and we have to work at it. So today we're going to learn, and this was also one of Daddy Janky's favorite subjects, how to use time in a worthwhile way. And doing that, we can save ourselves not only our thoughts and our peacefulness, it will invade our life with power, because we will use time in a worthwhile way. I have a cute little introduction to that, so let's just listen for 2 seconds and you'll hear. I happen to love this song.
Summer's last sale is a big one. At City Furniture's Labor Day sale, you can find all the
Okay.
Big wishes come true.
Wait, let's start it over. Just a few seconds of it. Remember this song? Anybody older than 30?
If I could save time in a bottle, the first thing that I'd like to do is to save every day till eternity passes away, just to spend them with you.
I can't play the whole song, but that, of course, you know, that's Jim Croce, and that was If I Could Save Time in a Bottle. Wouldn't you like to do that? Put time into, have a nice sized bottle and put time in there and make it stop right now. Well, you know what? You can manage your time so easily, because we are in control with our mind of our thoughts. Our thoughts create actions, and if we create in our mind thoughts of peace, love, eternity, and purity, if we could save all that and keep it right in the now, So let's talk about that for a moment. Time is something you can't hold on to. You can't grab it, because time, and particularly right now, and I don't know if you all, but I think we all feel it. It's going at the speed of sound. Time is passing so fast. Before I know it, it's Tuesday again and I can be with everybody. Time is such an evasive, elusive entity, but we can capture it and use it in a very worthwhile way. We can do that because we don't know the future. So let's not concentrate on that. We don't know. I mean, if you have to plan a doctor's appointment or something you have to do to go out of the house, make sure you wear your mask and do what you're supposed to do to keep safe. But if you have to do something and make a plan like that, but otherwise, we don't know the future. The future is elusive. We can't grab it and hold on to it. Nor I don't think we'd want to. And of course, the past behind us, that's gone. That has disappeared, and we cannot do anything about the past other than learn from the lessons of the past and meditate. If we meditate and learn to stay right here in the now, stay in the now. You're sitting in your home, or maybe you're outside listening. Right now, this is the only moment that we have in time. This precious, beautiful moment with you and I together, this is all we have, the now. So future of time, we don't know. And the past, hopefully we learned our lessons. If you had some difficulties in the past, they're over. You can't go backwards. If you had some unhappiness or negativity in your past, you can't go backwards. You can't do it again. All that you can do is stay right here in the moment of time. Time right now. We have learned by meditating, we have learned that we have tools to use, and we can use them wisely to help our body, our soul, to stay right here in this moment. Sometimes you have to move your thoughts around to balance them, to put them into a place of good time. Because again, time is elusive. Can't hold on to it. If you wanted to, you couldn't grab it. We all are getting older. Hopefully we're all getting wiser, and we have to learn to manage our time properly. So let's listen right now to a meditation that talks about time, that talks about being present in this moment. That's the first thing we have to do to manage our time, being present in this moment. So let's listen. It's coming.
What is time? I realize time is moving, yet still. Instead of being caught up in the emotions of the seams that steal time away. I save it inside as a precious treasure. Feeling stable and still. Like a seed that is planted, nurtured by the water of trust. I let events unfold at their own pace. Accept everything. I unfurl and begin my journey, open to life, savoring each moment without rushing to the next. As I become quiet, I let go of everything else to be with time. It's as if time also stops to be with me. In this moment, time gives me the present. I am the present. Time is holding me. And I am on time, moving hand in hand with time.
Om Shanti. That's our first lesson about time. Savoring this moment, because this moment will move ahead and it will never be here again. So savor the moments of time in the now. Our first lesson about time and using it in a worthwhile way. Savor the moment. This is all we have. This is all we have. Future, we don't know. And the past is over. This is the moment. This is a present. This is a gift from the Supreme Soul. Time. Savor it. If you're doing something that you love to do, maybe you're knitting, maybe you're painting, maybe you're playing music, which is what I do. Maybe you're printing pictures. Maybe you're visiting, if you can, your family from far away on Zoom. Maybe you're doing those things. Savor those moments. They're precious and they're perfect, because that's part of using time in a worthwhile way. Now, another way we can do that is make lists. You know, the former to-do list, which I never liked to do, but I do. I do make a list. What is my priority for the day? Well, when I wake up in the morning, first thing I do is I say, thank you, God. Thank you for another day. Thank you. And I wake up with a grateful heart. So that's the first thing I do. That's on my to-do list. Then bathroom and all those other things we have to do. And then I go back and I sit down and I meditate. Because I find for myself that sets me up for the day. That sets me up because I choose to meditate and be in a safe place and make my connection to God. So that's what I do. And then I have lists of what I have to do for the day. Well, we're home now, and we can really balance our time. I know many of you have gone back to work, hopefully safe with masks and all of that on. But we can put time and savor it because we know that we have to stay in this moment. In this moment, because we have nothing else to think about. And when you do that, when you stay in the moment, worry ceases. You know, we were all born into this body, into our body. And at that time, when we were tiny babies, we needed someone to take care of us. We needed mother, father, whoever it was, to take care of us. We needed our family because we were little and we were helpless and couldn't do anything. And as time went on, we grew and we grew, and now we're adults. And now we have to continue to do for ourselves. We've learned over time. We've all made mistakes. I don't think there's anybody listening who hasn't made a mistake in their life, but it's gone. That's in the past. We don't want to waste one moment. If there's somebody that argues with you, if there's somebody that causes you distress, don't waste your words, because you only have that moment. If we think very deeply about what matters the most in our lives, what matters, what are your priorities, mark them down on your to-do list. Say, I need to call my friend who's not well. I need to write a list for the grocery store. I need to, and prioritize what matters most in your life. When we hold those priorities in our view, the mind will shrink and we will have the power in our mind to set our goals for ourselves. That's so important. What does an athlete do? Let's say a runner. What does he do before he gets ready to go on that run? He sets his mind to the priority of thought, of action. He sets his mind to be in a safe place, and nothing can distract the athlete from wanting to run as fast as he can, because his thoughts are creating what's in his mind. So that's the first thing we have to do. Savor the moment. Now, number 2, create our thoughts in our mind. Now, we have paid no expense for this next guest that's going to talk to us. It cost us nothing, but we are going to listen for a moment to how to change your thoughts and make them prioritize. Now, you'll all know the voice, I'm sure, but this video of her talking is so important, so I really wanted to play it for you.
So how do you find your MVPs? And when I say MVPs, I mean your most valuable.
Okay, sorry about that. Those are the commercials.
There are a lot of things that are beyond our control. But what you do have control over is how you react to whatever happens in your life. I certainly consider myself to be a blessed person, but you know what the thing is? People don't even get this. The chances of coming out of Mississippi in 1954, let's paint that picture, will you? Mississippi, in the time I was born, was the most racist state in the United States. You don't want to be caught after dark if you're a black person in Mississippi. It had absolutely no regard for your humanity. Didn't even think you were human. The fact that I could be born at that time and now do what I do, am who I am, live where I live, is the most extraordinary story I can ever imagine. I don't know anything more extraordinary. Who I am was defined for me at a very early age. When I was 4 years old, I remember watching my grandmother boiling clothes. I was standing on the back porch looking through the screen, and my grandmother was hanging clothes from the line. She had an apron around her waist, and inside the waist pocket were clothespins. We had no running water or electricity. So in order to wash your clothes, you had to wash them. And my grandmother did in a big boiling pot. She would boil them to boil the clothes clean. And as she would hang the clothes on the line and take the clothespins out of her pocket and then put a couple in her mouth, she turned to me and said, "Oprah girl," talking through the clothespins in her mouth. "Oprah girl," my middle name, "you better watch me now, because one day you're going to have to learn how to do this for yourself." And a voice inside me, a feeling, I think of it now as a voice because it was so strong, said, "No, Grandmama, I won't." And I felt in that moment watching her that this will not be my life. My grandmother's dream for me, as was all of my relatives who were my caretakers, their dream for me was that I would be like them. My grandmother was a maid. My mother was a maid. All of my aunts were maids. And so they thought that that's what I would be. And my grandmother used to work for a family, a white family, and in taking care of their children and nurturing that family, she thought that they were good white folks. And she used to say to me, "I hope you can grow up and get yourself some good white folks." In those days, being good simply meant you don't call me the N-word. You give me some level of respect. I still have to go to the back door, and I'm still treated as a second-class citizen, but I'm not degraded personally by you. So she wanted me to grow up to have some good white folks, and I often think that I wish she had seen that I did grow up to get a lot of good white folks working for me. She would not have believed it. The life that I lived, my grandmother would not have imagined possible for me. There is a flow. There's an energy field and a flow. That is also happening with us as human beings. We just haven't figured out what that is yet or how to channel it. But that is definitely going on. There's an energy field. There's an energy flow that I strongly feel in my own life. And I know lots of other people who do. You're either in flow or out of it. And if you're in flow, it's like this. It's like this. All the time. It's like this. It's like flowing with the stream. And the flow is in direct proportion to the center of yourself, where God abides, where universal energy abides, where the divine within you abides. How far you are from the center, from the divineness of yourself, from your connection to source energy, that which created you, is how out of sync you are with your life, regardless of what you call it. When you can align with that, nobody can touch you. Gary Zukov calls that authentic power. In his book, Seed of the Soul, he says, when your personality comes to serve the energy of your soul, that is authentic power. And that's the only real power there is, because you're going to lose everything else. I don't care how beautiful you are. One day, your breasts are going to sag and your eyes are going to bag and you're not going to be as beautiful. And it doesn't matter how much Botox and how many times you get yourself pulled up and how many hairdos and how many makeovers or what you do, you know, that doesn't last. It's just like the most beautiful flowering tree. Everything passes in its time. It doesn't matter how much money you have, how much power you have, how high you sit on the Forbes list, how many times you make the most influential list. All of that changes. All of that changes. But what is real, what is lasting, is who you are and what you were meant to bring. What is the gift you were meant to give? And nobody can take that away from you.
Om Shanti. Of course, you all know that was Oprah. And her life is unimaginable to anybody who thinks about it. From born the way she was in Mississippi to her success. And why? Because she managed her mind and her thoughts properly. She managed her time. She made up her mind that she was not going to allow life to be the way it was before. She was not going to allow life to sit in the past. Her thoughts, her actions, all relayed of the moving forward in her spiritual path. And that's the third thing. So the first thing we have to do is realize time and capture it for the moment. And make sure our thoughts and our actions and our everyday priorities are set for us. Make a list. Make a to-do list if you have a lot of things that you have to do. Make a to-do list and say to yourself, I am going to capture this moment and savor it. Savor it, because it's all we have. As Oprah said, when you have God in your life and in your soul, your thoughts are positive and healthy if you choose to make them like that. You must keep yourself aligned with your top priority and who you are. Who you are a soul. And whose you are, you belong to God, the Creator. One thing God, He or She asks of us is to just remember Him. The powers and the energy field that surrounds all of us. Did you ever look at a person and you see an aura of light, of a color? Now that's not woo-woo, because people do see auras around. I do when I'm meditating, and when I meditate with certain people, I see auras around them, because their connection and their direction is completely with the divine power. Now, if you could do that, if you can meditate in a day, set yourself up to a special time, and that's managing your time in a useful and worthwhile way. Set a time for your meditation. Start your day off with the positive thoughts of love and purity and peace, and you'll find that your life will be more connected to the moment, more connected to your soul, more connected to who you are, and more connected to what you have to do. That's how you manage your time. Don't waste words in anger. Don't waste your time with people that don't help you grow. Because that's what we want to do. We want to grow our life and our time in worthwhile ways. Make sure you keep your soul in a good place and in connection with the Supreme. Make sure you keep your thoughts positive. Now, of course, we're human. We have a human part and a spiritual part. The human part, yes, gets wasteful things in our minds. They come in, they go out, if you allow them to. You choose what will make you the happiest and savor that. Savor that. Here's a meditation that I haven't played in a long time, and it's very good. It's very good. And you have to set up your life for me time. You have to take time for yourself, to love yourself and be with yourself. You have to do me time every day. If you have your family, and especially now children running around because some schools are not open, some are open, but you still have to say, this is me time. I'm going to spend part of this day in me time.
Rid of foot pain when
Now,
wearing high heels with
wait,
these incredible
that's, of
honeycomb
course,
fabric
the-
4-foot pads.
The
Means my day has only 23 hours. 1 hour is already fixed. हम ऑपोजिट करते हैं, हम कहते टाइम मिलेगा ना, है ना, हम ऑपोजिट करते हैं, हम कहते टाइम मिलेगा ना तो देन आई विल एक्सरसाइज, टाइम मिलेगा ना देन आई विल मेडिटेट. इट्स नॉट दैट. आई विल मेडिटेट, आई विल एक्सरसाइज, बाकी जो टाइम मिलेगा आई विल डू एवरीथिंग एल्स, because the other way round is not going to work. So whether I travel, whether I'm at home, my 1 hour for myself in the morning should be fixed. And what will I do in that 1 hour? What will I do in that 1 hour? I will study. Information creates thoughts. If I want to be happy, accepting, compassionate, empathetic during the day, I will have to fill that information inside me in the morning before I leave to work. And that's what you have been doing over here for 2 days. Everything that you are listening is all that is vibrating at. And because we are listening and absorbing what is vibrating at a higher frequency, we've started feeling nice. Now I can continue doing that every single day when I return. So 1 hour in the morning for me to study, to meditate, to exercise, whatever. 1 hour. 1 hour is me time. And me time means only me time. Me time. Early morning. For which I need to start sleeping early. If we live against nature, then nature will not cooperate with us. It's a karmic account. Karmic account is not only with people. Karmic account is with money. Karmic account is with time. Karmic account is with my body. Karmic account is with Prakriti, nature. Respect everything and everything will respect you. Exploit it and disrespect you, it will exploit you. Take care. Sleep early. Don't allow your mind to say, नहीं, ये तो हो ही नहीं सकता, ये तो मुझे करना ही है. अब कैसे करना है वो देखेंगे कल जाके. I will sleep early. धीरे धीरे tomorrow my children will also start sleeping early. I will eat early. कल सुना होगा आयुर्वेदिक सेशन में रात को eating early बोला होगा ना. कितने बजे डिनर करने के लिए बोला? What time did the doctor suggest we should have our dinner? Whenever you whenever you feel hungry, then you should eat. फिर तो बहुत easy है.
That is Sister Shivani. And what she's saying is so true. Give yourself 1 hour a day for me time. Me time. Eat early in the evening. Don't eat 9, 10. A lot of people are used to doing that, eating so late. And what happens is that food lays on you and it's not so good for your digestion and your body. So absorb, savor, give yourself me time, and know that your life will be better by managing every moment of your life, by managing everything that you have to do for your life. This is a short meditation about self-care. Many of you have listened to Sister Maureen when she was here in Miami when there was a retreat. So many of you of the meditators have heard her. But this is just a short little meditation that tells you to take care of yourself. Me time, as Sister Shivani said. Me time. Let's listen. Of the world. Let's listen to Sister Maureen.
Hello to everyone. We find ourselves in a very interesting and challenging situation at the moment in society. And this is as we hear the news of the coronavirus spreading all over the world. And then, of course, I ask myself, how am I responding to this? Yes, we have been given instructions in terms of what we need to do physically, in terms of personal hygiene and other aspects. And it's very, very important to follow that for my own good and for the good of the whole. But then, how am I responding on the inside? How am I taking care of myself on the inside? Sometimes that's a dimension we forget. At the moment in society, there is a prevailing atmosphere of fear, even panic. If I respond in that way too, then I'm aware of the connection with my health and how those emotions themselves can have a detrimental effect on my immune system. But of course, how will it affect my decision making? Will I be able to take decisions that benefit me in the short term or the longer term, just for a few, or for the benefit of the whole? It's very important that at this time we remain stable and calm inside, because we're all in this together. It's a time for us to stand together, to support each other, to have solidarity, and to inspire each other and create that feeling of safety. And of course, I always remember that there is a source that I can draw on, a source of strength that will give me that capacity to be loving and compassionate at that time, even though the challenges are very great. So let us be together, help each other, and move through this in the best way possible. Om Shanti. Thank you.
That was Sister Maureen, and very good advice. Self-care. Self-care for your mind and your body. And when you allow the fear and the doubt because of this virus that's going on out there, when you allow those things to enter your mind and your soul and your intellect, when you allow that, you can cause yourself to drop in your immune system. So there's a very positive way to keep your immune system strong by not allowing the negative thoughts. You have to, as I said, wake up in the morning, say thank you, live in a state of gratitude, and hold dear the important things in your life. And in that way, you will manage your time in a worthwhile way. And I know that it's not easy. It isn't easy. Perhaps some of you, I hope not too many, have lost people to this virus. It's a very, very difficult time right now, very challenging, which is why you have to take care of yourself first. You can't take care of anybody else until you have yourself settled and keep your balance of positivity. That's what you have to do. You have to do that in order to keep yourself strong and have the courage to get through this time, this turbulent time. A great way to do that is to remember who you are and whose you are. I like to listen to this. It's a very long meditation, but I won't play the whole thing, by Sister Jenna. I'll only play part of it, but let's listen.
Create my reality. I've accepted that I am what I am because of what I think. So what if for this moment I choose to let go of my various attachments to physical forms that have limited my potential and my capacity? What if I chose to be free from limitations of thinking? So just for a little while, I invite you to take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. And imagine for a moment, what if I no longer had an attachment to my name? How would that feel? What if I let go of the awareness of the gender? What if I let go of the roles that I play, the titles that I own? What if I decided to release thinking of myself as a religion, a language, a nationality, what if I choose to just let go of the name, gender, role, title, religion, language, nationality, and let go of the awareness of the body? How would I feel? Who would think of me in this awareness? And who would I think of? I would think of God. And God's remembrance would fall on me. And I, the living soul, would be completely free. Let me just sit in this moment for a little longer. And just be free. Now gently bring back the awareness of your gender, language, nationality, title, role, name, religion, whatever. Bring it back to your awareness and see if you can bring the experience of freedom and peace as you go out into the world and play your various parts. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
That was Sister Jenna from a meditation museum. She's on every night, 6:30. If you would like to listen to her, she is very wise and has much knowledge. And she's on 6:30. Look for the Meditation Museum 1 and 2 on YouTube, and every night, 6:30, she does an hour meditation, talk, and etc. It's wonderful. Listening to her and many of the other yogis has changed my life, and I know it will help for you. So now we've gotten together many items, many ideas on how to use time in a worthwhile way. First thing, stay in the moment. Stay here. The future is yet to come. The past is gone. Stay right in the moment and savor it. Like Jim Croce's song, save time in a bottle. Save this moment for yourself. Second thing, prioritize. Prioritize your days. Set a special time to meditate. Exercise. Your meals for cooking. Taking care of children if you have. Prioritize the most important things that you can do in the day. This is the way to make time and use time in a worthwhile way. Study if you like that. Play music if you like that. I have gotten to everything reminds me of a song. Whatever I hear or whatever I see, my mind goes to a song. I have probably the worst voice. My husband had such a beautiful voice, but everything goes to a song in my mind. And I think it's good because it reminds me to be in the moment, the song, and choosing to listen to the words. And sometimes when nobody's around, of course nobody is here at this time, I sing. I mean, prioritize the things you like to do. Make a to-do list from 1 to 10 to whatever, and sit quietly. We didn't talk about that yet, but sit quietly in your moment, in this moment that you have, and just be silent. Let the thoughts come and go and come and go in your mind, but just sit in silence 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You'll realize how precious that silence can be. You'll realize how important it can be to to setting your goals, to setting your time to use it in a worthwhile way, to set your life up to be happy and to be in a place of peace and to be in a place of self-discipline. And when you do this, when you set your goals, Sister Shireen from Tampa, she calls it blissipin instead of discipline. While you're setting your goals, set your mind to be disciplined in blissipin, in happiness. Don't take the sorrow, and there's so much of it. I don't even like to listen to the news. And I will remind us all, myself included, that when November, and it happens to fall on my birthday, so I hope it's going to be a good sign, when November comes around, vote. Whatever your choice is, make sure you vote. Set yourself in silence and listen to your life story. Listen to it, but don't sit in anything negative. Sit in a positive way, because that is the way your life will get better. Savor the moment, use your time in a worthwhile way, and blissipin yourself. I love that. That's Sister Shireen from Tampa has said that. Now let's just listen, because I love to listen to her. And this is Sister Roz, and she is on doing a video of all of this. But let's listen to Sister Roz for a moment.
And travel in a second to my original home, the land of peace. And it is here I make the connection, soul to soul, light to light, with the supreme light, the supreme source of light and love. And I bask in this feeling and I feel to overflow and ready to return to the physical world, knowing I can visit anytime and replenish and reflect and refresh. Om Shanti. I am a peaceful soul. I, the imperishable soul, relax and breathe deeply and close the door to the outside world and put up a sign, closed for spiritual maintenance, and fly in a second to my original home, the land of peace. And it is here that I just absorb and emit the fragrance of peace. And as those feelings fill my heart, I return to the physical world, reminding myself when I close the door to the past and the window to the future, I can choose to rid myself of 2/3 of my worries, worry-free. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. I love to listen to Raz. She was my very first teacher over 20 years ago, and then I took the course again with Veronica, Sister Veronica, and I've taken it with Ganga. And incidentally, if you look on my Facebook page and on Raz's Facebook page, we are offering the Raj Yoga course, 3-day course, and you can find out if you need any further information. Write to Raz. She'll give you the time and who to call, because it should be wonderful. It's just 3 days of the Raj Yoga course, and I have taken it many times, and I know that it has settled my life and made me understand so much more about who I am and whose I am. So today we talked about how to maximize the time we have, because we all know we're not going to be here forever. So we have the now. Absorb it and savor it. Savor this moment and live in this moment. Close the door to the future, we don't know it. And as Raz said, close the door to the past. It's done, and we've learned our lessons from there. Choose to stay in the moment and use your power, because you have power within you to send vibrations of peace and love to the world. Strong vibrations of peace and love to the world. And you can do that. Thousands of miles away, you can send your love, your peace, your purity of the moment now to people that are suffering. And there are so many suffering. They need to hear your thoughts. They need to hear your mind vibrations of peace and love and purity. So do that as you sit in silence. Do that. Send those thoughts of love. Choose to make every day a good day. We had a very lovely lady who used to come to the meditations at Hillcrest, and she would say every day she would look in the mirror and say, I choose to make this day beautiful. I choose to make this day positive, and I choose to be happy for this day. So no matter what's going on out there, fill your heart with mercy and compassion and send those feelings out. But don't absorb it into yourself, because those are waste thoughts. If you bring yourself down, be positive. Send vibrations of love and peace and purity out into the world. My little orchid here is bouncing around, telling me it's just about time to finish. And it's time to think about me time. As Sister Shivani said, give yourself an hour a day. Maybe you just want to take a bubble bath. Well, I don't know if our gentlemen want to do that, but maybe the ladies just want to sit in a bubble bath and just clear their mind and become free of negativity. Maybe that's what your me time will be. And meditate, because that will clear your mind and give yourself the freedom that you're listening and want to listen to and want to be. Freedom, self-care, self-care. It's not being selfish. That's a different thing. Self-care is looking after your mind and your heart first. That's how you can help others, by taking care of yourself first. So it's just about time to say goodbye, but I want to say goodbye with a song. So let's listen. Let me find a real pretty song for you. And here, let's see. Let's find something that is beautiful and we can play. Oh, okay, let's do this one.
जिंदगी एक सफर है, रास्ते मुश्किल ही सही, हौसले गर हैं बुलंद तो मंजिलें फिर दूर नहीं.
We're on a journey in everything we do. It's in our hands to make our dreams come true.
goodbye for today. Keep safe, do what you have to do, and free your mind. Prioritize your life, and you'll be happier. Om Shanti. Stay safe. You all come back now next week. I love you all. Thank you. From myself and Raz, we send you blessings of hope and peace and love. Have a great week. Om Shanti.